Pre-NGSS, we wouldn't have been a systematic. I would have just said, are there any questions? And invariably there was no questions, and so I would maybe fill the gap with some questions to get some class discussion. So the shift here is to really use a systematic approach where students are generating a lot of questions and then thinking about those questions and refining those questions. In terms of questions, there's a lot of different styles and types of questions. What we want to focus on today is kind of two basic types of questions, and that's an open-ended question versus a closed-ended question. Okay, so at your tables right now, just do a quick discussion. See if you know, or if you can share with each other some ideas what you think the difference is between an open-ended question and a closed-ended question. You don't have to write anything down. Just discuss at your table.
It can't be determined. Like, you can't figure it out, but you're going to have to take many steps to do so. But open-ended, no one really knows.
I think that a closed-ended question is like a question that only has one answer, while an open-ended question is a question that it could be answered
in many ways.
In many ways, and like you could sort of express it more rather than just like say one word and that's your answer.
Closed-ended question, you really have, it's just a yes or no, a specific answer.
An open-ended question has the answer. There's no specific answer. Answers will vary. A closed-ended question, it has a specific answer, and like if you were to have like an answer key, you could just put an answer there and it would make sense. You can't do that with an open-ended one.
So look at your questions on your charts, on your whiteboards, and we want to read through each question, decide whether you think it's a closed-ended question or an open-ended question. And put like a C with a circle around it or an O with a circle around it next to each question.
If we bring them back, will they be the same?
That's pretty open.
That's open. Yeah, I guess that's open.
Number one's open.
Yeah. Yes.
Number three is, I don't know.
That's closed because it only has one answer.
Number four is closed.
Yeah,
It could be open, maybe.
but it's not asking how it affects the function.
Yeah.
It's just asking will it.
At this point, we've had some good discussions on closed versus open, and you've categorized your questions. And so our next step is I want you to just think a little bit about closed versus open. And it's two types of questions. And in terms of questions, I mean, it's not like one's a good type of question and one's a bad question. They're both just types of questions. And there's certain circumstances where one would be a preferred question, and others where you might want a different type of question. It depends on the purpose for your questioning. And I would like you to take you should have the sheet with the rules on it. If you just flip that to the back is blank. So turn on the back of that page. And I want your table to have a quick discussion on closed and open questions and what you think is one advantage and one disadvantage of each. So start with one, like closed, and write down what's an advantage of using a closed question and what's a disadvantage of using a closed question. And then for open, same thing. What's an advantage of using an open question and what's a disadvantage of using an open question?
Open question is that you could discuss it more and you'll have like more answers to talk about, whereas like with a closed question there's one answer and you can talk about it, but not as much as you can with like an open question.
There's always room for discussion.
Yeah, it opens up for like further discussion.
And then a disadvantage of a closed question is like it's either yes or no, and then it could be conflicted answers. Yeah.
Right. It's just there.
People's arguments can be different.
Right.
I think a disadvantage of an open question would be like that you may not always agree with who you're talking with, and you'll have like different opinions on it, so it will be harder to come to a conclusion for your answer.